Hey there, welcome to my channel Evolving Being. In today's video, we are going to talk about how you can introduce yourself in an interview. Now, this is very important as I have seen a lot of students ask me this question several times over the past couple of years. Don't forget to watch the video till the end as you will learn how to compel the interviewer to ask you questions that you have prepared for and take complete charge of the rest of the interview. And hit the like, share and subscribe button. On that note, let's get started. I have been a part of the admissions panel of a prominent liberal arts university in Delhi. And as a part of my experience there, I have heard thousands of students introduce themselves to me in different capacities. While I'm interviewing them or I'm visiting them on campus, they're asking me questions and so many different contexts. And what I have realized is that there is a way to introduce yourself which has the most impact. In an interview, this is one of the most commonly asked questions. Most often, an interview begins with this question of introducing yourself. I would recommend do not mug up the script, as in pre-prepare it and repeat it line by line, because there is a possibility that you may forget what you have mugged up, and if you get stuck in an introduction, then it leaves a very poor impression of your personality. What you can do is create a mind map in terms of what are the broad areas that you cover while you will be talking. And if you want me to share my mind map technique and how I use these mind maps to remember stuff for long speeches, etc., then let me know in the comments below. I'll be happy to make that video as well. So use that, use keywords, keep those keywords in your mind, and based on those keywords, build your story while you are introducing yourself. Very often, the interviewer is going to welcome you by your name. And what happens is when we are asked to introduce ourselves, we again go back and repeat our name. Now this gets a little repetitive and monotonous. So what is recommended is that, say for instance, if your name is Gaurav and the interviewer says, "Hi Gaurav, welcome to the interaction today," and he asks you to introduce yourself, you don't again say, "Hi, I'm Gaurav," because that sounds repetitive and it's a waste of everyone's time. Unless, of course, you have some new piece of information to share, or you have a middle name that they are not aware of, or you want to bring attention to some facts, then you can state that. What your opening sentence should be is talk about your past experience. Now, if you are studying in school, you've just passed out, you're applying for higher education opportunities. It's probably the first time where you are having a formal interview. So talk to them about whether you have cleared your class 12th or are you awaiting results. What are the subjects that you have taken up in school? If there are any leadership positions you've held, any other important contributions you've made outside of school. So talk about where you're coming from. If you're in college, you've freshly graduated and you're applying for a postgraduate opportunity, or you're looking for your first job, then talk about what are the subjects that you've taken in college, what are the leadership positions you've held, anything else that you've participated in, and what interests you the most. And if you're a working professional, you have a couple of years of experience, either you're looking at making a switch or you're looking at coming back to school and applying for a postgraduate opportunity, then talk about your current role and designation very briefly. You don't have to get into the details of what you do or what company you're a part of, but just an overall brief in one or two lines. So for instance, if you are the manager for the North Zone of Oyo, then you can just say, "I am the regional manager for the North Zone of Oyo and I lead a team of 10 people to help me improve growth and sales in that region." So that's just in one sentence you are telling them what exactly you do. Now the next thing that you need to talk about is move into exactly the reason why you are sitting in that interview. If you're applying to a college or for another job opportunity, directly address that question. "I really look forward to being a part of the company because of so and so reason." So this is an opportunity for you to talk about how unique your candidature is and why they should select you over other students. It's a very obvious question and they are trying to evaluate you on this criteria, irrespective of whether they ask you this question or not. So jump into your storyline immediately. Pick up those important threads, pick up those pieces which you're very confident of, which you can talk about and which are the strengths in your profile, and present it to them early on. Now what this will do is, this will leave markers for them to pick up and ask you follow-up questions on. And given your profile, I'm sure there are so many things that are mentioned in your resume. Sometimes it also becomes difficult for interview members to choose which area to dig deep into, since there are so many things that you've participated in or experiences that you've had. The introduction will give you an opportunity to highlight some of those areas which are your focus points and areas of strength, which you can elaborate more on in the follow-up question. So this happened with me last year, where I was also preparing for one of the interviews, and in that interaction it was related to the higher education space. So as a part of my introduction, the most recent national education policy had been released at that point of time. I made sure to mention that and the impact that has had in my area of work. And as a matter of fact, that was a follow-up question by the panel that they had already prepared for me. So this was my way to sort of preempt that question, to also highlight that they can ask me more questions in that domain and area. And they stopped me there and then and said that, we have follow-up questions on this, so we'll take that up now. And that created a flow for the rest of the conversation. So it becomes very, very important to take charge of the introduction. This is the first time where you are meeting new faces, and it's human psychology. Anytime somebody faces new people in a room, there is a sense of anxiety and stress that gets built up. There's a sense of a fear of the unknown. So to overcome that, an introduction is such an important element of the rest of the conversation, where you lay the pace, you lay the foundation, and you take charge of what is to come next. And if you're able to do that, you'll also not only break the ice, but make yourself so comfortable that you're able to navigate through the rest of the conversation with ease. Comment below on what interviews you are preparing for, and write to me if you want me to conduct mock interviews for whatever you're preparing for, be it a higher education opportunity or a work related opportunity. And I'll be happy to share additional tips and tricks in the interview process. So all the best, and don't forget to hit the like, share and subscribe button. See you in the next video.